Now at 9, the mayoral election is coming to Muncie this fall, who Mayor Dan Reinodor is facing off against.
Plus, White Rabbit is getting an upgrade. What changes you can look forward to?
Questions are being raised following a search at President Biden's home earlier this month, why some say transparency is a problem.
Plus, Alec Baldwin has been formally charged in the deadly Rust set shooting. What the DA and the armorer had to say.
All that and more in my full forecast.
Delaware County's only live television newscast from Ball State University's Unified Media Newsroom. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening. Thanks for being with us. I'm Olivia Sloniker.
And I'm Emma Matlock. This fall, Muncie voters will elect a mayor. Current Mayor Dan Ridenour is running for a second term. Now he knows who plans to run against him.
NewsLink Indiana's Austin Sheets met with Democrat Jeff Robinson to discuss why he decided to run for city mayor.
After 3 years on Muncie City Council, Jeff Robinson says he has several achievements he's proud of.
I'm just now beginning my third year as president of the City Council, and it's a little unusual because I'm a Democrat and the City Council is a Republican majority, and the president is chosen by the City Council.
Former mayoral candidate and campaign manager Andrew Dale convinced Robinson to try to step into a bigger role.
I asked Jeff about a year ago to run for mayor, and it took him a few months, but he decided to do that, and he asked me to run his campaign. I'm very excited about Jeff's candidacy and the opportunity to bring back, more fiscally responsible spending.
Although he believes Muncie is moving in the right direction, he says there is still room for improvement for the city.
We've also been very active in talking to other candidates, people before they filed, and encouraging those people to run who have the community at first in their mind, who are ready to serve selflessly and want to be public servants rather than elected officials. So, this is really a campaign about trying to bring people together to do the right thing for everyone.
To better Muncie as a whole, he believes one group in particular should remember to vote.
So I'm asking Ball State students to consider registering to vote at their residence here in Muncie and taking an interest in this community.
In Muncie, Austin Sheets, NewsLink Indiana.
The mayoral election will take place November 7th. Robinson is unopposed in the primary, but will face the current Republican mayor, Dan Ridenour.
After 32 years of being in business, White Rabbit Bookstore is starting a new chapter. The landlord says it was time to take out the old carpet and replace it with laminate floors, paint the wall, and redo the outside roof. Because of COVID and the weather, construction has fallen behind. White Rabbit carries a wide variety of book supplies, genres, and collectibles. Owner Derek Edwards says even though construction is taking a little longer than expected, he is ready to get the doors back open.
I want to get back open where we're at, and I really enjoy serving the Ball State and rest of Muncie community.
Edwards says to watch Instagram and Facebook to keep up with updates and announcements as to when they will reopen. Now, even though the bookstore isn't open, I think it's the perfect chance to just stay in and read a cozy book, don't you think?
Oh yeah, I agree.
So let's go ahead and send it over to Rachel, with weather.
We saw another below average day today, 24 degrees for today's high. Our average for today was 37 degrees, but we were nowhere close to our record high of 66 degrees set back in 1917. Now today was one of only 2 days in the entire month of January that ranked below average for our temperatures. You can see the rest of the month was above average, and we averaged 9.1 degrees above average for the entire month. That trend is going to continue as we go into February, but I'll be tracking the remainder of this week being chilly, a potential windy weekend, and the warm up on the way for next week, all coming up in my full forecast.
President Biden's former think tank office in D.C. was searched by the FBI back in November after his team notified the National Archives that they found classified documents there. That information, according to a Justice Department official and another source familiar with the matter, the Justice official told CNN that a warrant wasn't used to conduct the search, which was done with the consent of Biden's legal team. By the time the FBI visited Biden's former office, all documents had been handed over to National Archives. The White House and Biden's legal team did not previously disclose the FBI's November search, in contrast to a search conducted by the Bureau earlier this month at Biden's home in Wilmington, Delaware. This latest revelation raises additional questions about how transparent the White House and Biden's legal team have been about the president's handling of classified documents. The investigation is now being overseen by Special Counsel Robert Hur.
Manhattan district attorneys are set to present evidence that Donald Trump paid Stormy Daniels hush money. The New York City grand jury will hear evidence that the former president paid the adult film star to keep her from going public about past alleged affairs. Sources familiar with the case claim the payment was made days before the 2016 presidential election. CNN first reported that the former National Enquirer publisher David Pecker was scheduled to meet with prosecutors this week. Manhattan prosecutors are looking into whether Trump and his business falsified records by improperly treating the reimbursement as a legal expense. Most registered voters in Representative George Santos' district say he should resign. A new poll conducted last week shows 78% of voters in New York's 3rd District want the Republican to step down. Now that's according to the survey from Newsday and Siena College. The poll also shows Santos doesn't have much support from voters in his own party. 71% of respondents who identify as Republicans say they want him to resign.
Actor and producer Alec Baldwin has been formally charged in the 2021 fatal shooting on the set of the movie Rust. The Santa Fe County, New Mexico District Attorney is bringing the charges. The charges against Baldwin and the set's armor, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, include 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter. Attorneys for both defendants have previously insisted their clients are innocent. The DA is accusing them of failing to perform safety procedures that could have prevented the accident that led to the cinematographer's death, Haley Hutchins. In fact, the probable cause documents accuse Baldwin of not taking his firearm safety training seriously on set. Armor Hannah Gutierrez says Baldwin spent only 30 minutes instead of the recommended hour on gun safety and was distracted on his cell phone for much of it.
Day 2 of nationwide strikes in France this year. Workers are protesting over government plans to change the country's retirement policies. The government wants to raise the age from 62 to 64. The last protest on January 19th against pension reform saw more than 1 million people take to the streets of France, according to official figures. Unions are hoping to top that today. For now, the government has not budged on its plans.
After the break, the Biden administration plans to end the national and public health emergencies. Find out how that can affect you.
Plus, parents are worried about their children's mental health. See what one study is saying.
Here's your sandwich, miss.
Oh, thank you.
And your burger.
Awesome, thank you.
And your bowl of boiling water, sir.
After retiring from the NFL, I've been able to spend a lot more time coaching my daughter's basketball teams. It's something I love to do. Through our games and our tournaments, we see all types of coaching, good and bad. And it begs the question, do we really know who's coaching our kids? Do they have the proper training and screening it would take for me to be comfortable with my daughters playing for that coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to screen and train all of our coaches. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
So if one cat has 4 kittens who reproduce every 6 months, how many cats will there be in 5 years? Who's got it? Is this... What is that? Seriously? Who threw that?
Cats are terrible at math, but they sure do multiply. Please spay, neuter, and adopt.
The solution is 10.
Welcome back. The Biden administration announced plans to end the COVID national and public health emergencies on May 11th. The end of these declared emergencies will mean the end of free tests and treatments for many Americans.
Other social benefits that help the nation cope with the pandemic also will end. Gloria Pazamino has the highlights on the impact this will have on you.
After more than 3 years, the COVID national and public health emergencies will officially expire in the U.S. on May 11th. Jen Cates, Senior Vice President with the Kaiser Family Foundation, says that even though some of the health and social benefits put in place at the start of the pandemic will end when these two emergency orders expire, they don't represent all of the measures put in place. There is one big change: access to free COVID home test.
Whether you are Medicare beneficiary or Medicaid or private, that's going away with the end of the PHE. And so getting tests when you need them might be more challenging, and you probably have to pay out of pocket in full for a home test, or you might start facing cost sharing.
Kate says to expect more cost sharing around certain therapeutic treatments as well from your insurance. So who will be impacted the most once these emergencies end in May?
The uninsured and those with insufficient insurance will be the hardest hit, as has always been the case in our healthcare system. They stand to lose the most. They do not have a guaranteed access to these things.
But Kate says there is one thing to remember. Even with these declarations ending,
everyone with insurance, virtually everyone with insurance, will get free vaccines, even after the federal supply is gone, even after all of the emergency declarations are over.
In Atlanta, I'm Gloria Pasmino.
A new survey finds parents are concerned about their children's mental health. According to the Pew Research Center, 40% of parents surveyed are extremely or very worried about their children and the fact that they will struggle with anxiety or depression at some point. That's followed with bullying, which worries 35% of parents. Experts say parents can watch for signs of anxiety and depression, like decreased interest in things, poor sense of self-esteem, and changes in mood, eating, or sleep. Other top concerns from the survey included kidnapping, dangers of drugs and alcohol, teen pregnancy, and getting into trouble with the police. Nearly 2/3 of respondents said being a parent is somewhat harder than expected.
You might want to check your pharmacy's hours before picking up your next prescription. CVS and Walmart are reducing pharmacy hours amid a staff shortage in the industry. Beginning in March, Walmart pharmacies will close 2 hours earlier. CVS also plans to shift hours at about 6,000 locations starting in March. Locally owned pharmacies are facing the same problem. The National Community Pharmacists Association says more than 3/4 of pharmacies in the U.S. report staffing difficulties.
PayPal is joining other tech industry leaders in announcing layoffs. The online payment technology company says it's cutting their staff by about 7%. That equals to 2,000 employees losing their jobs. On Wall Street, shares of PayPal are down more than 50% over the past year. PayPal CEO Dan Schulman says the company must continue to change to keep up with its competition in a changing world.
Police in Dallas are asking for help to identify this man. They want to question him about 2 emperor tamarine monkeys that went missing from the zoo yesterday. Investigators have found the monkeys' enclosure was intentionally cut open. The zoo said yesterday the emperor tamarine monkeys would likely stay close to their habitat, and we can confirm that they were both found today in a nearby abandoned home. Following the incident, the zoo increased overnight staff and security and began limiting some animals' ability to go outside overnight. Dallas Zoo has been closed the past 2 days due to the winter storm.
We saw another chilly day today, and the chilly temperatures are going to continue throughout the remainder of the week, but we do have a nice warm-up in store to start off the first full week of February. I'll have all that and more in my full forecast.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Emotes say a lot, but they can't say it all. Think your guildmate is struggling? Try these dialogue options. Go beyond emotes. Check in with your guildmates at seizetheawkward.org.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting.
And even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together,
we should still make an effort.
To
get to know each other.
On a deeper level. Father.
Cosplayer.
Mentor.
Actor.
It's time we take a step forward.
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together.
And discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
Welcome back. Right now, we are taking a live look at the Foundational Science Building.
It was pretty cold today, but Dallas is experiencing some unexpected weather. Take a look at this snow and ice in Dallas. Not exactly what you normally expect it to look like there. The unusual winter weather snarled traffic today. Police have reported hundreds of accidents around the Dallas metro area so far. According to Texas Governor Greg Abbott, Tuesday afternoon, despite the cold and icy conditions, the Texas power grid is working and no problems are expected. The storm is part of a larger weather system that has more than 40 million Americans under winter weather alerts.
And we've had some snow of our own here in Muncie.
Absolutely, Emma. And the Ball State food robots have been dealing with those snowy conditions. Tune in to NewsLink Indiana tomorrow night at 9 for students' thoughts on the delivery service. For now, let's go ahead and send it over to Rachel with weather.
We did see a lot of chilly temperatures over the last couple weeks while they were still slightly above average. But right now we're sitting 21 degrees in Muncie, 21 degrees in Indianapolis, a little chillier at 16 degrees up in Lafayette, but around our region we're seeing temperatures around 20 degrees for right now. We'll take a look at our current dew point temperatures. We're sitting at 10 degrees in Muncie, 10 degrees in Indianapolis, 6 degrees in Lafayette. Now you may be wondering what the significance of dew points are, but when we have lower dew point temperatures, that means that the air is a lot drier, which leads to less cloud cover, which leads to more sunshine passing through. Now we take a look at our simulated satellite. We can see that at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, we'll be seeing some clouds over the southern part of our viewing area. Now with those clouds moving out of the way, we will see a little bit more sunshine, but the sunshine does come with a catch. With the sun coming in, we will have more opportunity for heat to escape in the atmosphere, leaving us with a little bit cooler temperatures, which we'll be seeing for the remainder of this week. Now, if we fast forward in time a little bit, we will see, again, scattered clouds cover all throughout our viewing area. Around 5 p.m. on Wednesday, again, we'll be seeing little pockets of sunshine for that to come through. And now we will be seeing temperatures around 30 degrees for the rest of the week. So it's a good idea to make sure that you are wearing layers on your way to class, wearing your heavy coat, and even breaking out those hats and gloves and warm socks to keep your hands and feet warm while you walk to class. Now for tonight, those temperatures will start to drop. 8 degrees for our overnight low, and now we do have light winds coming out of the northeast at 5 miles per hour. That will, even though they're really light, that will bring a potential for our wind chills to be near zero tonight. So make sure that your heat is up and you have lots of blankets to bundle up tonight as you sleep. Temperatures won't really have a whole lot of time to recover tomorrow. 27 degrees for our high tomorrow under partly sunny skies. Again, that sun will be peeking through a little bit. Wind shifting out of the southwest at, again, 5 miles per hour. Now the Climate Prediction Center has issued a 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, and we're sitting at a high probability of above average temperatures for next week, and that's all due to the jet stream moving through. So if we take a look at what's happening in the jet stream right now, we do have this dip of cooler air right around Muncie at 10 a.m. on Friday, again, in the cooler part of the remainder of this week. But if we fast forward again, we will see a little bit of the green moving up into Muncie. Not quite the tropical weather that Atlanta and Florida are seeing, but we will see warmer temperatures for the weekend going into next week. Now, that was a whole lot of weather, so let's go ahead and look at our 7-day forecast for the wrap up. We'll be seeing, again, cooler temperatures, 35 degrees on Thursday, dropping again, 23 degrees on Friday. Temperatures will start to rebound this weekend, 34 on Saturday, 40 on Sunday. We do have potential for a windy weekend ahead, but take a look at Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. We have the potential for temperatures to rebound all the way up to the 40 degrees, and we have no precipitation in the forecast, unlike what we've been seeing.
Thank you, Rachel. It is just, the 8 degrees is just not what I want to hear when I'm walking to class every day. It's just not the vibe.
Yeah, I'm not excited to walk back to my dorm room in that weather.
Yeah, it'll be a little cold, but it won't be 8 degrees when we walk to class tomorrow. We'll be a little bit warmer than that.
Yes, and that's always a good thing to hear. Thank you so much, Rachel. Indiana basketball is in full swing as high basketball flips into high skier, and Ball State's men's basketball makes a road trip. All this and more next in sports.
Here's your sandwich, miss.
Oh, thank you.
And your burger.
Awesome, thank you.
And your bowl of boiling water, sir.
I was like, I'm not used to having to sit here like.
After retiring from the NFL, I've been able to spend a lot more time coaching my daughter's basketball teams. It's something I love to do. Through our games and our tournaments, we see all types of coaching, good and bad. And it begs the question, do we really know who's coaching our kids? Do they have the proper training and screening it would take for me to be comfortable with my daughters playing for that coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to screen and train all of our coaches. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
So if one cat has 4 kittens who reproduce every 6 months, how many cats will there be in 5 years? Who's got it? Is this... What is that? Seriously? Who threw that?
Cats are terrible at math, but they sure do multiply. Please spay, neuter, and adopt.
The solution is 10.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Jace Miller with sports. The Muncie City of Champions tournament was this past Saturday. NewsLink's Maxwell Robson went to the tournament to see champions come to play.
Welcome to Muncie, the City of Champions and home of the second annual City of Champions tournament, hosted by Muncie Central in the Muncie Fieldhouse. Seen as a halfway point to the season, this tournament prepares players and teams for the 2 game days, just like the state tournament. Coach Ohm of Muncie Central was more than happy with his team after a second place finish.
I thought we got back to playing how we were the first 9 or 10 games of the year. I thought our effort was really, really good. We rebounded really well. Our defense was there almost all day with the effort we wanted.
As the players are getting their joy on the court, even more magic is happening off the court. Paired with Ball State SportsLink Muncie Burst, students get the chance to film and photograph every game and get the opportunity to broadcast the championship game. Muncie Central's athletic director Jeff Holloway looks to improve on this even more with the hopes of his students getting the chance to help as well.
I think that's a huge part of it. I think it's amazing. I see that, and I want to get that for our kids here at Muncie Central. Partner with, again, SportsLink and Burris, and kind of get some of our kids involved and make it even bigger.
As Holloway tries to get the students more involved, he looks to improve on the tournament as much as possible. With his goal of expanding this tournament, he may look for an even bigger stadium and give the players a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Still young, but we want to hopefully grow it and get some more teams involved and hopefully get involved with Worthing Arena and maybe play championship games there and get the community involved and partner with Ball State even more.
As Holloway looks to improve his tournament for next year, Coach Ulm is planning for his last 8 games before playoffs start on February 28th. In Muncie, Maxwell Robson, NewsLink, Indiana.
Hardwood, Monroe Central boys basketball is hard at work as they prep for the postseason. Ending the previous season with a powerful 25-1 record, the Golden Bears are determined to improve their game as they look to finish up the regular season after a rocky 6-12 start. This squad has had its ups and downs with multiple long streaks of wins and losses. Golden Bear assistant coach Rick Owens feels that the squad will have to switch up how they do things in order to find success under first-year head coach Jim Melton.
Trying to fine-tune some things that we've used this season and hopefully add a few things. Of course, we're on film, as you know, other coaches scouting, so we're introducing some new things also.
Shifting over to the collegiate courts, Ball State men's basketball hits the road tonight to take on Mid-American Conference opponent in the Bowling Green Falcons. The Cardinals soar into the matchup 14-7 on the year and 5-3 in MAC conference play under first-year head coach Michael Lewis. Ball State comes out strong in the first half to take a commanding 40-26 lead to head into halftime. That game just finishes up as the Cardinals hold off a Falcon comeback and a 69-60 victory. And guys, Michael Lewis, it may be his first year out there, but it's looking like he's been with these boys for years out there.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. I love this team. I think he's doing a great job, and I can't wait to go to another game.
Absolutely. It's one of the highlights of my weeks. I'm in the band, so I'm at almost every game taking care of stuff, but it is just such a blast going in there, seeing, Mickey Pearson and Peyton Sparks. They are just phenomenal players.
Yeah, Slick Mick out there. He's one of my favorites to watch. So,
after the break, we'll tell you why chocolate lovers have a reason to celebrate today.
Plus, we'll give you one final look at weather next.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. Can you help me? I got it. Thank you.
No problem.
Just like the rules to surviving Zombieland, there are steps you can take to be prepared for an emergency.
It's the right thing to do.
Talk with your family to make a plan. Look for safe areas to meet up if separated. And stock up on supplies. It's never too early to get prepared, so start now.
Right now? Right now.
You can't predict emergencies, but you can be ready.
You're welcome, America.
Visit ready.gov today to learn more.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at our anchor picks.
The man nicknamed the father of Peeps has died at age 98. Just Born Quality Confections says former executive IRA Bob Bourne passed away Sunday. He got his nickname from mechanizing the process of making Peeps marshmallow candy. It has been around since the early 1950s, but the previous producer took 27 hours to make a package by hand. Bourne used his engineering skills to reduce the process to 6 minutes.
With this weather we've been experiencing, it might be a good time to snuggle up with a cup of hot chocolate because it's National Hot Chocolate Day. Make some at home or stop by a coffee shop for one. Of course, you can top it with whipped cream or marshmallows.
And now to the weather.
Again, we'll be seeing a nice chilly end to the week. We'll be seeing 27 degrees tomorrow, 35 on Thursday, 23 for a slight dip in temperature on Friday. Take a look at those overnight lows. We'll be seeing 16 degrees Thursday night, 14 degrees Friday night. Windy conditions Friday and Saturday, and no precipitation at all in the forecast before our nice warm up coming up early next week for 40 degrees on Sunday.
Thank you, Rachel. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us tomorrow at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.